Okay, so I think I have camera shyness or performance anxiety. I for sure have performance anxiety, and I for sure have camera shyness. I guess I just kind of wanted to point that one out just to kind of like get it out of the way. I think that, that could be a technique in, overcoming these things. I think it worked. Anyway, today's video, I want to share with you my current favorites, things that I actually use in my day-to-day life. It's a mixture of a lot of things. So I want to start with my new favorite perfume, which is the Glossier You Fleur. So according to Glossier's website, Fleur is a skin scent enhancer that wears close to the skin and true to you, never overpowering your unique scent. So it has mineral salt accord, followed by a heart of osmanthus, ilang ilang, apricot skin, and cashmeran, complete with a warm musky base driven by ambrox. So I've heard some people hating on ambrox. I don't mind ambrox. Honestly, I kind of like it. But yeah, this is like the old unreformulated version of you, the original one, the one in the pink bottle. I used to have that old you back in like, I want to say 2017. I think at the time Glossier was only available in New York. I think they only had that one store. But yeah, he got me the original Glossier You, and I really loved that scent. It was so skin-like and it just smells clean. And this one truly reminds me of the original unreformulated You. But this one is a little bit different. This has like a lot more to offer. It has that mineral salt accord, so it has like that hint of saltiness. And this one is floral, but it doesn't have like that crazy floral scent, more of like a buttery, warm floral scent. I don't know if I'm actually like describing this correctly, but it's so nice. It's floral, but it's not like screeching floral, which I don't mind screeching floral sometimes. There's like, you know, I have phases in my life when I just like want like strong floral scents. I don't know, this is just so nice. Another fragrance that I'm currently loving, it's being Frenchy. It's the Unwind and Rest Lavender Cloud Hair Body and Linen Mist. I love a good lavender scent. I've been wearing this almost every single day since I bought it. The lavender scent really gives me that nice, calming, and comforting feeling. It smells like clean laundry with lavender scent, and there's also a hint of warmth to it. I really like wearing this out. I'm an introvert and I love staying at home most of the time. And, whenever I go out and I'm wearing this kind of gives me like a feeling of like a comfort blanket. It's not like I need a comfort blanket whenever I go out, but it just gives me that comforting feeling whenever I get a whiff of myself or whenever I get a whiff of this scent on me. That is one of the reasons why I actually wear this every day. Like even when I'm at home, sometimes it's just, comforting. So I am happy with the current state of my skin. I mean, there's always obviously room for improvement, but at the moment, I am somewhat content with how my skin looks. And for sure, it's my entire skincare routine. I'm actually not using a lot, and I'm sure that whatever I'm doing, like I'm doing something right. Maybe it's like my entire skincare routine, which I'm going to share with you now. So this is what I'm currently using as vitamin C. It's by Prequel. It's their Lucent C Brightening Vitamin C Serum. It's not very expensive. I think it's about maybe 20 to $30. I don't remember how much, but it's definitely not on like the upper end of like the pricing spectrum when it comes to vitamin C, not even in the middle. I would say it's on the lower end. What I like about this one is it doesn't break me out. Not a big fan of the scent though. It smells kind of medicinal, but I don't know. I think it's working on me. So today's Thursday, and 2 weekends ago, I had a pimple here that had a literal scab. Um, I obviously picked it. That's why it had a scab. But now I do have foundation, but even if I like kind of like smudge this, like there's not, I'm literally like trying to remove my foundation. There's nothing. At least I don't see. At least I can't see anything at the moment. But yeah, this is what I've been using as vitamin C. And so far I think it's working. And then this one, I've been using this for years and years and years. Obviously, there were years when I stopped using this, but more or less, I've been using this for probably 10 years now. I think I started when I was like 27 and I'm now 36. So, yeah, so like I said, there were times when I would stop using this, but as you can see, I still come back to this. My morning skincare routine would be, I'd wash my face. I usually apply like a thin layer of this one. I let it dry and then I put my vitamin C and then I apply my sunscreen. That's it. That's all the products that I'm using for my morning skincare routine. But I also have these. So I bought this last year during Black Friday, and I think since I bought it, I would say for 3 to 4 months, I use this almost every single day. And then now I'm just using this every other day. So this is the HR Pro, and then this is the Eucera device. So they're both from Medicube, and this one I mainly use for its microcurrent mode, which is supposed to, lift your skin. I'm 36. I'm trying to hold on to my youth, whatever's left. But yeah, so anyway, so this I mainly use for microcurrent, and there's also booster mode level 1. So there's the booster mode. This is supposed to work in conjunction with your skincare, because what this mode does is it helps your skincare penetrate your skin better. So for example, with this snail mucin, I would put this all over my face, and then I would use this booster mode to help the product penetrate my skin better, which means, more hydration for my skin. And then there's the microcurrent mode, which helps lift the skin. Dermashot, I'm not really sure what this does. I do use it sometimes. I don't know if it's doing anything for my skin. Hopefully it is. And then there's the AirShot mode, which you're supposed to use only once or twice a week. It kind of, I think it's like an electrical version of a, what do you call that? Like micro needling. So instead of having needles that poke your skin, they use like, I think, electricity. I don't know, like, don't quote me on that one. Take everything that I say with a grain of salt. I'm just a random person on the internet. Do your own research always. So yeah, so it's supposed to be like a micro needle without the needle. And then this is the Eucera mode. According to Medicube's website, so Eucera Deep Shot device can help with your skin elasticity. It helps plump up the skin by delivering warm energy to the skin, using high-frequency sound waves to stimulate the skin to achieve better looking skin. This one is supposed to help with, plumping up the skin. So these two, I use them every other day. So I would say that whenever I use these two, my face looks more lifted and plump, I would say. For my evening skincare, I really don't use a lot. I only have 3. And even for my evening skincare, I still use the Snail Mucin. So the first thing I use on my skin for my nighttime skincare routine is this one. So it's Medicube Zero Pore Pad. I think this is a really good product. Like every time I use this in the morning, my skin looks clear and vibrant. I've been thinking of the right word to use to describe how my skin looks in the morning. Every time I use this, my skin looks vibrant in the morning. So this is what I use first. And then I let my skin dry for a bit. And then again, I apply my Snail Mucin. So I apply this all over my face, my neck, and my chest. And then to seal everything, I am currently using another Medicube product. So this is the Triple Collagen Cream. So yeah, this is super moisturizing. So I don't really use a lot of like skincare products in the morning and at night, as you've noticed. Maximum I use 3 products in the morning and 3 products at night. But I do have my Medicube devices that I use every other day. And I also bought a red light panel for Christmas. I received the panel in January, but the first panel that I received wasn't working, and so I returned it, and then I got a new panel, I think in around first week of February. And so I've been using the red light panel since February, and the one that I got is the Mito Pro 1500X. So it's a bigger panel. I got it on sale. It still was expensive, but I think that, it's an investment for, your health and the health of my skin, because the one that I got has like the red light therapy and also has the near infrared. So I'm not gonna dive into the details of all of that. Like if you're interested in red light panels or like a red light mask, maybe look for like recommendations of like, I don't know, someone like Dr. Dre or Dr. Idris, who are dermatologists and are, doctors who are qualified to talk about these things. Obviously, I am not, but yeah, so I got the bigger panel because I want the benefits of both the red light therapy and the near infrared for, muscle soreness and stuff like that. Because if you watch my other videos, I actually did 75 hard in January to March, and still, even after the 75 hard, I still work out almost every single day. And so I want to get the benefits of a near infrared light. That's why I got a panel that has both red and near infrared. So yeah, so I think with the red light, I think it is helping with the texture of my skin. I do use the red light panel almost every single day. Obviously, there are days when I just skip them, but I am very consistent with using them. Yeah, so I guess what I want to say is that I don't really know which ones of everything that I'm using is really doing the most for my skin. I want to say it's the red light therapy because I really saw an improvement on my skin when I started using the red light panel. But at the same time, I also have like all these other products that I think are also really good. And plus, I have the Medicube devices, which I think also helped improve my skin. I remember when I started using the Medicube devices, I got a lot of compliments with how my skin looks and the texture of my skin. So yeah, so I don't really know which ones, maybe it's just all of them. Yeah, so that's what I'm using for my skin at the moment. And so far, so good. So far, I've been loving how my skin is looking. And then this is my current favorite body wash. I don't know about you, but I like a physical exfoliant. I don't really like using loofah just because I don't like the idea of them harboring a lot of bacteria, and I also don't like the idea of like constantly changing my loofah. And in my mind, why not just buy a body wash that also has a scrubber? It has a physical exfoliant, but I think it also has a chemical exfoliant. This one has 5% rose ceramide serum with BHA. I'm not really sure, but from what I heard from like other like content creators, from like dermatologists that I watch on YouTube and on TikTok. I think BHA is a chemical exfoliant. All I know is that I do love this body wash. I actually just stumbled upon this online, and so I ordered it. This is actually now my second bottle. So it says here on the back, designed for melanin rich skin, which is me. Our advanced formula with a blend of BHA, proceramides, and active micro moisture gently exfoliates and nourishes to help maintain even skin tone. So yeah, so I don't know if this has like contributed to evening my skin tone. But it does feel like my skin is so much softer and it's not like as dry and flaky as before I started using this. So yeah, so I do feel like it helps with the texture. Regarding the evenness of the skin tone, I don't know. I haven't really seen much of a difference since I started using this. My hands are always so dry because I am a bit of a germaphobe and I have a dog, and I always hug and caress my dog, and I pick up his poop, not with my bare hands obviously, but you know how it is when you have a dog and your dog is always dirty. Your dog always wants to roll around in grass, on the ground. So, and then you can't help yourself but hug and touch and, you know, squeeze sometimes your dog. I'm a bit of a germaphobe, so I always wash my hands. Therefore, I have dry hands. So this is my current favorite hand cream. So this brand EOS had a viral product. It's a moisturizer with a vanilla cashmere scent. I also actually have that moisturizer, but they now have it in a hand cream. And yeah, this is my current favorite. It's just nice, to have this in my bag all the time. When you have like a nice smelling hand cream, or like you're wearing like your favorite fragrance, and you're doing a mundane daily random task, and you get a quick split second whiff of your, I don't know, your hand cream or the fragrance that you're wearing, and you could just get that quick spurt of like a pleasant experience. I wouldn't say it's an experience, I don't know what the right word is, but you just get that quick, pleasant feeling because you smelled yourself, because you smell good. I don't know. I kind of like those moments, when you're just doing your own thing, minding your business, and then, yeah. I get the wildest, craziest, vivid dreams whenever I drink this before going to bed. Okay, to be fair, I always get wild and crazy, vivid dreams, even when I'm not drinking something like this. So this is Host Defense Mushrooms Myco Brew Cocoa. So it's superfood mushroom mycelium, lion's mane, cocoa mixed drink. So I like to drink this before going to bed. It's like my nightly ritual. I think, I'm not really sure, but I think lion's mane is supposed to help with retaining memories. I don't know. Don't quote me on this one again. Take everything that I say with a grain of salt, but yeah, I also like the taste. I like to mix this with 1 part water or 1 part milk, whatever it is that I have at the moment. I now have Fairlife chocolate, so I like to mix it with 1 part Fairlife chocolate and 1 part hot water. Sometimes it's with soy milk. So yeah, so it's just like a nice evening before going to bed routine. Do I think that I'm retaining memories? I don't know, maybe. Do I mind the crazy dreams? Sometimes. They're not always crazy, but they're always vivid. The first time that I had this and I had a crazy vivid dream, it's like I was like in a zombie movie, but the zombies, you know how zombies, like, they're out to eat you, they want you. but they're usually like crazy, rabid zombies. But in my dream, they're like normal people, but they would try to talk you and manipulate you into going to them so they can eat you. So you can't really trust anyone because they seem normal, they seem like normal people. So yeah, so that's like my first crazy dream. See, I still remember that. Well, now you've reached peak adulthood when you start enjoying chocolates with raisins. This was actually given to me by a friend. I was at her house, and she had me try this. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Like I've mentioned earlier, I just finished 75 Hard in March. And thanks to that I now have retained like the like control when it comes to eating. If not for that, I probably have already finished this in one sitting, like the entire bar. Maybe not just in one sitting, but definitely in one day. So I've now had this for over a week and I haven't finished it yet, but this one is so good. So my husband and I will be traveling to the Philippines this summer, and I'm thinking of buying like maybe 20 or 30 of these, just so I have something to give to like friends and family. We have this like tradition in the Philippines. We have this thing called pasalubong, and it's literally means like it's a gift that you give to like your loved ones when you went out. Like sometimes even if you just like I remember when I was a kid, every time my mom comes home, my sisters and I would be like, "Where's the pasalubong? Like where's like, I don't know, like some sort of gift, like a candy, like Jollibee, I don't know." But it's a Filipino thing, pasalubong, and I'm considering buying like 20 of these to give as pasalubong to like loved ones. So yeah, so that's it for my current favorites. I think it's gonna rain because it's only 3 p.m. and it's starting to get dark outside. I think I'm gonna try to go to the gym. There's a body pump class at 4 p.m. It's only 3:15. Yeah, so I guess that's it for now. Bye.